I've been a doctor for over 3 decades, working with men who on the surface look like they have it all together. But when the door closes and we're alone in my office, the truth comes out. I've heard men whisper things like, "I just don't feel like a man anymore," or "I avoid intimacy, not because I want to, but because I'm ashamed of what might happen." And perhaps the most heartbreaking one, my wife thinks I don't desire her anymore, but it's my body that's letting me down. If any of this hits close to home, I want you to know you're not alone. What you're dealing with isn't weakness, it's not your fault, and it can be reversed. In fact, I'm going to show you how. But first, let me ask you something. What if the real problem isn't age, or stress, or low testosterone? What if the key to reigniting your energy, your drive, and your blood flows specially down theirs? Something hiding in plain sight? What if it's a drink you're consuming regularly, thinking it's healthy or safe, when in fact, it's slowly cutting off circulation to the one part of your body you really don't want starved of blood? Stick with me, because what I'm about to share completely contradicts what you've been told, and it could change your life. Let me tell you about Mark. Mark's 56, lives in Ohio, and works in construction. Big, burly guy. But when he came into my office, his confidence was gone. His exact words were, "Doc, my body's betraying me. I still love my wife, but I can't perform like I used to. And it's eating me alive." Mark's story is more common than you think. And what shocked him most? His problem wasn't just aging, it was something in his morning routine. See, Mark drank what millions of men drink daily. Diet soda. 0 sugar, 0 calories, but loaded with artificial sweeteners like aspartame. Harmless, right? Not even close. Aspartame has been linked to reduced nitric oxide production in the endothelium, the inner lining of your blood vessels. Why does that matter? Because nitric oxide is the signal that tells your blood vessels to relax and expand. No nitric oxide equals no blood flow, equals no performance. When blood vessels in your brain, your heart, or your other organs can't dilate properly, you lose circulation. You lose energy. And yes, you lose the ability to function sexually. Mark was slowly sabotaging his own blood flow every single day without realizing it. When we removed the diet soda, added natural nitric oxide supporting foods, and implemented one specific change I'll tell you about in a moment, his energy came roaring back. His performance returned, and his confidence. You should have seen the smile on his face when he told me, "Doc, my wife asked if I was hiding something in the medicine cabinet. I want you to meet someone else." Daniel, 62, retired police officer from Arizona, married for 38 years. Came in thinking he needed testosterone shots. But after some digging, we discovered he was drinking tonic water every night. Thought it was a better alternative to soda. But tonic water contains quinine, and guess what? Quinine can constrict blood vessels and interfere with circulation, especially when combined with certain medications. Same problem. Restricted blood flow, numbness, weakening function. I showed Daniel a simple test using his fingertip temperature before and after a drink. And his fingers were actually cooler after drinking tonic water. That's how fast vasoconstriction can happen. We swapped that out, added what I call vascular reset nutrients. And within 3 weeks, Daniel called me and said, "Caldwell, I don't know what voodoo this is, but my wife is booking us a second honeymoon." These aren't miracle cases. They're men just like you, who made one small change that's unlocked everything. But why do these drinks hurt us so much? Because they destroy your endothelium's ability to signal nitric oxide production. It's like trying to inflate a tire with a broken air pump. Doesn't matter how hard you try, it won't fill. And that brings me to the science. When you're young, your body floods your blood vessels with nitric oxide every time you're aroused, excited, or even after a workout. It keeps everything flexible, elastic, responsive. But as you age, this natural production drops sharply. Sharply if you're eating the wrong things or drinking blood flow blockers like the ones I just mentioned. Think about that. Even if your desire is there, the plumbing isn't responding. And that's not a testosterone issue. It's a circulation issue. Let me tell you about another patient, school teacher in Florida. No major health issues, but he was exhausted, moody, and struggling with what he called invisible dysfunction. His words, not mine. He tried everything. Protein powders, gym workouts, even testosterone gel. Nothing worked. Till we ran blood flow panel and discovered his nitric. Oxide levels were dangerously low for his age. I walked him through a routine we've developed, what I call the flow restoration protocol. It's simple, it's natural, and it works by replenishing your body's ability to produce nitric oxide at the cellular level. Part of that protocol includes eliminating drinks like energy drinks with taurine and caffeine overload, which shock your system and lead to vasoconstriction. We replaced them with a homemade beetberry drink, which is loaded with dietary nitrates, the precursors your body needs to make nitric oxide. Within 2 weeks, Luis said, "Doc, I feel like I'm 25 again. It's not because of a pill, not because of a hormone, but because we restored flow, and that's what I want for you." Now, I know what you might be thinking. Okay, I'll just stop drinking soda and start eating some spinach or beets, and I'll be fine, right? And while that's a great start, there's something you need to understand. You can make small dietary tweaks, but if your endothelial lining is already damaged, if your nitric oxide production is already declining, then food alone likely won't get you back to where you want to be. See? What I discovered over years of treating patients is this. By the time symptoms down there begin to show, you're already deep into a state of vascular dysfunction. Your body is practically screaming for help. And I wish I could tell you this is rare. But I'd be lying, according to clinical data. More than 50% of men over 40 already have early signs of endothelial decline. Not just in their groin, but in their heart, brain, and legs. That's why the warning signs start piling up. Cold feet, slower recovery, mental fog, and yes, a dramatic dip in performance. So what can you do about it? That's where this concept I mentioned earlier comes in, what I call the flow restoration protocol. It's built on decades of peer-reviewed research and clinical results, and it focuses on 3 things: rejuvenating endothelial cells so they can produce nitric oxide again, supporting blood vessel elasticity and dilation naturally, blocking the toxins and habits, like certain drinks that choke blood flow at the source. Now, I've detailed this entire protocol in a free presentation that you can watch right now. The link is right below this video. But before you go there, I want to explain why this protocol has worked where so many others have failed. Because unlike testosterone therapy, which tries to override the system, or prescription pills, which only mask the symptom for a few hours, this approach tackles the root. It reactivates your body's own ability to open the vessels, improve blood circulation, and restore the confidence you once had in a way that feels natural and real. I've seen men in their 70s and even early 80s come alive again, not just physically, but emotionally. They stand taller, they reconnect with their partners. They start planning trips and experiences, again, instead of slowly retreating from life. That's what I want for you. Listen, I know it's tempting to keep putting this off. So tell yourself, maybe later, maybe next month. But how many more months will go by with you feeling frustrated, embarrassed, or even hopeless? You deserve better. You deserve to feel strong, energized, and proud of the man you are. You deserve to reclaim your identity, not as a patient or a statistic, but as a powerful, capable human being with years of good living still ahead of you. But it starts with one decision. One moment of saying, enough, I'm taking control. Again, and if you're ready, truly ready to take that first step, then watch the free presentation I prepared for you. It's linked right below this video. And in it, I'll walk you through everything the foods to avoid, the real science behind blood flow restoration, and the simple daily steps you can follow to finally get results. Remember this, you're not broken. Your body hasn't given up on you. Just needs the right support, the right tools, the right information. You've been lied to long enough. Now it's time to reclaim your health, your power, and your confidence. Click the link in the description, and I'll see you inside the presentation. That's where the real transformation begins.